Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabio for Explain America, and if you're interested in the future of Kamala Harris, well, this video is for you. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, please check that address in the lower right-hand corner. It's youtube.com/@explainamerica. And hit subscribe absolutely free. It really helps us out. Former Vice President Kamala Harris is kind of like the herpes of politics. Just when you think she's gone, just when you think you don't have to deal with her anymore, pop, there she comes again. In your face. See, she got defeated handily, so handily in the 2020 primaries that she didn't even make it to the first primary election. There wasn't even ballots cast before she dropped out of the presidential race. And we thought she was finished. But then Joe Biden picked her out of the trash heap because he needed a female of color, which was her only real qualification for that role, and made her vice president. And then she tried again to become president, this time after interesting circumstances that saw her take the place of her boss. Rocketed to the top of the ticket without a primary, became the Democrat nominee without a primary, and got handily defeated by Donald Trump. So you would think that for most people, this would be a sign that your political career is pretty much over, right? You'd be wrong. You'd be wrong if you're Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris, she doesn't go away quite that easily. There's no real ointment to get rid of her, you know what I'm saying? And so she's going to keep coming around as long as there's money to be made and grifting to be done. And she was asked, as she toured the fire-damaged streets of California this week, if she intended on running for governor in 2 years. Now, it's important to note here that while she didn't say yes, she most assuredly didn't say no. And when a politician doesn't say yes or no, 99 times out of 100, that means yes. I know a lot of you don't follow politics all the time or follow it as closely, so you may not know that. But that's an old politician trick. If they're not willing to say no, it's yes. Well, that's generally how it works. And a lot of times when they actually say no, it's still yes. As evidenced by when Joe Biden was dropped out. Before that, he was like, I'll never drop out. And I told everybody I knew he will not be the Democrat nominee for president. Mark my words. They laughed at me. I was right. Because you got to be able to read the tea leaves, and not everybody can do that. I've studied politics almost 24/7 since I was 10 years old. That being said, I think after watching this video, I'm pretty darn sure she is going to campaign to be governor of California. But I could be wrong. I want you to watch this video and let me know what you think in the comments.
Harris has now visited both the Palisades and Altadena.
It's a loss of a community, but same as Altadena. In Altadena, you're talking about families who are third generation, fourth generation. Many of them, when you're talking about Black and Latino families, that was the first place that in California, a lot of Black and Latino folks were able to actually own property.
When it comes to rebuilding, she said communities must be mindful that these extreme weather events are becoming less rare.
We have to have a system that is not only about responding during the crisis and after, but we have to build up the resources to deal with the inevitability of it and figure out how we can be resilient.
It's only been a few weeks since she left office, but the former VP's trip to the fire zone has people wondering if she may have interest in a different job.
Vice President Harris, you're back home in California. Your appearance here today has some people wondering, are you planning to run for governor?
I have been home for 2 weeks and 3 days. My plans are to be in touch with my community, to be in touch with the leaders and figure out what I can do to support them, and most importantly, to lift up the folks who are surviving this extraordinary crisis and do what I can do to offer any assistance, even if it is a kind word along the way.
And Harris was joined by County Supervisor Lindsay Horvath. Horvath was asked how the former vice president, now a private citizen, can help here. And she said that Harris really just wanted to understand the need and try to figure out how she can leverage her relationships for good.